Okay, welcome. Tamara, what would you like to be called on potty today?
What would you like us to call you?
Tamara's fine.
Tomorrow.
No, I'm not a Tam. I've never
well
been
then,
a Tam.
thanks
Sorry,
for telling me
weird.
now.
You
Tam
call me
before.
No, it's fine. I have my nickname, if ever, is Mara, like the other end. Because yeah, when my brother was little, he couldn't say the ta, and it's hard for little kids to say Tamara, so he just called me Mara, and then it was like my nickname.
Oh, Mara.
But because I'm
That's
not
actually
from
quite
Queensland,
cute.
no one calls me that here.
No.
Yeah.
You leave your nicknames at
Yeah.
home and you can just move into state and just reinvent yourself in any
Kinda,
way that
yeah.
you want to.
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. I think the world's so connected these days, it's a bit hard, but anyway.
Especially now.
Yes. Yep. My first question to you is...
Oh, straight into it.
Yeah,
Intro,
I'm going to...
No introduction.
You don't want an introduction?
No.
This is kind... Oh, do you want an
Yeah,
introduction?
introduce yourself.
Yeah, who's... Well, it was
kidding.
kind of like the first question, but
Okay,
Tamara,
no, go.
who are you and how would you describe yourself?
Who am I? Oh, that's a hard question of who am I? I'm just a girl, but I'm not also. I am, oh God, how do you even answer this? I'm so reluctant to answer these questions about myself because I feel like it's, you don't want to come across as, what would be the right word to use? I hate boasting about myself or, that kind of thing. Like I'm this or that. I think the best way to describe me, I am loud, outspoken, honest. I am a independent girly with, ADHD, a sparkle of chaotic, but, I think I'm a pretty positive person and, I don't know. Lots of different things make up me.
Multifaceted. No, it was the same for us, babe, when we had to describe ourselves on our first episode. Nova and I were both like, oh, these questions
I couldn't
kind of
remember
make your skin
Do
crawl.
you edit this too?
No.
Oh,
this is all
okay.
free-flowing,
No,
girl.
no.
We don't
Oh,
edit.
okay.
So,
No.
yeah. But don't
No
let that,
editing.
if there's something that you are uncomfortable with, that you end up slipping out, it's not a problem. We can always ask to
We'll
have
be sending it
removed.
to you before anyway
Yeah.
to have your little say.
So don't worry. Don't
Edit this
stress.
bit out then.
Yeah. We do the same. Sometimes we free flow with our words a little bit too much and we're like,
Oh, yeah.
we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, no.
But we'll just,
Yeah. Oh.
We've had a few boo-boos ourselves in the making of these because, it's taken some time, hasn't it, to get it right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I hate that question. I never know how to answer it.
It's a hard one because you also need
So
to...
many different aspects make you.
You're being asked to look at yourself kind of from a third person's lens as
Yeah.
well, and that's hard to do. I found
Yeah.
it really hard.
And also, like you say, you don't want to sound like you're boasting or you're
Yeah.
up your own ass. But
The funny
and a
thing
lot of
is,
people,
I think men find it so easy to say that though. They're
fair.
I don't know. I've just the industry and world that I'm from. If you're at a networking event or something, men are just so yes, well, I am the CEO and I do this and I do that. And whereas women are a bit more oh, I run a small firm, and it's sometimes they put themselves down a
Do you
little
feel
bit
like
when
that's
they say
because
that.
they
whereas
identify as their career though?
Yeah.
They're not, you're not really
They
saying
need that label. They've gone by that label.
as in a man needs a label.
Or just just generally speaking, most people find these questions uncomfortable because they deflect instead
I
of
think
looking
that's
inward.
why I found it uncomfortable to answer because I used to be someone who identified with my
Yep.
career a lot.
Yep.
And I've been trying to let go of that. The past 12 months, I'm I'm not my career.
Yeah.
I love it and I love what I do, but I also have different avenues of my career now. And even when asked what I do for work, I'm I don't even know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same. I'm trying to detach myself from
You are,
the fit
yeah.
cover
you're
owner,
saying
and it
the
is...
owner of fit cover.
I've been in tears over it. It's so hard because you feel like you're
ego
completely
with the
bare.
identity of being the
I've always asked myself what importance do I have in the world if I'm not
attached to that.
anything to do with fit cover.
yeah.
And it's I think a lot of people go through that identity crisis when they've got the businesses, especially if they've done it for a decade or something like that.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends, whenever it's someone will ask us, what do you girls do? And then I'll just say my job. They're like, you're a business owner. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a small business. Yeah,
Does it to me all
I
the
was like, yeah, I have a business.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
sounds not right.
I'm one of those friends though that I will not let you talk yourself down. It's not allowed, and so I will always correct. Always, even when you're when you said before, it's oh, I don't want to talk myself up. It's if you're not going to, who the fuck else will? kind of thing. Like you
Fair.
have to stand strong of who you are in a room, no matter what. And you've got to support yourself all the time and back yourself and just love yourself. I'm really big on that.
Do you feel like you're like that as a friend? Because I feel like that's how I show up in friendship circles, and I'm
same.
like, I love on my people, but then when I look at myself, do you feel like you do the same for yourself? Yeah, so we all do it. It's like, it's one of those things that's really hard to navigate when you're so passionate about your people and how much you love them and whatnot and celebrating them. But then when you look at yourself, you're like, oh yeah, you dumb it down, or you're just
it's like anything. When we look at us, it's like, oh, I look so ugly today, but you would never go to your friend. You look really average. Like, you're having a bad day,
girl,
obviously.
Skin flare up. Like I said that to her before, I was like, oh, I fucking hate my skin today. She's like, what do you mean? It's the best it's ever looked. And I'm just like, I hate it.
No, like her skin looks absolutely flawless, and I'm
your
always
skin looks
checking out
great.
people's foundations and
We all
asking
look
what
great.
they're using.
Obviously, fit cover.
Yes. Yeah. And she finally got some today.
Oh, I got a care package today
Yeah.
with all the treats. I was very lucky. It's
yeah,
been a,
she
it's
got
been a minute.
all the products.
It's been a red hot minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But should we segue then too into what Tamara actually does?
Yes, that's kind of like my first thing that I wanted to. Well, okay, so I'll just read it. I hate this. You're so much better at this, but I'm going to.
I'm normally the questions gal,
If
but
you want to take over, if I'm really lagging in it, you can grab that
this is
seat.
this is your reps. This is your reps.
So most people think they know you from MAFS, and if you're sitting there thinking, God, I know that face. Like, where have I seen that for?
Yeah, it's been many years. So
Yes.
some people won't have. Yeah.
What year was it?
I definitely don't identify with that.
No.
Not in my bio or anything like that.
Math season
No
6.
photos on Instagram.
Was it season 6?
9.
Did I get that wrong? Oh my
9.
god.
Yeah.
This is episode 9.
Oh, 9 and 9.
What a coincidence.
Wow, angel numbers.
It's definitely not luck because that wasn't luck.
Okay.
But if someone met you today with zero context of the math situation, how would they describe who you really are now?
Yeah, I think most people, how they would describe me is probably, I'm a lot less outgoing than I used to be. I'm still outgoing, but I think that dimmed me a little bit.
After being on the show?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
being on the show. So like if you met me today, I come across, I think, as quite confident, easy to talk to.
You definitely
easy
do,
to-
because I remember the first time I met you, I was like, holy fuck.
I thought the same about you, which is so
I'm a
funny. And I was
little
thinking
bit
about that today.
intimidated.
Oh,
Did
did
you?
you?
Yeah, I was so intimidated.
You like backstory. I've known Nova for a while.
Yeah.
and then you two, we were at the same
That
studio
shoot.
to do. I was doing a photo shoot for
Remember?
LXC,
Was
that where you guys
my
first
brand,
met?
and
Yeah.
you came in to
Oh.
do your photo shoot
Yes.
for this. And you were like loud, and you were like.
Yeah.
Like out there, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, she's a lot." And then I was like, "Oh, but I'm also a lot." So,
But I feel like that it is when you are kind of like a loud personality and, you know, you're such a vibrant person.
Yeah.
When someone else is at that same level, you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, is there room for me in this room? Like
Yeah.
I get a bit like, oh, fuck, she's really confident too. And obviously you're stunning. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, Nova, did you have to book us in on the same day?
so
like
funny.
my like self-confidence down.
as if you're stunning.
But no, it's
So
funny that, you know, that's how we
Yeah,
That's
we-
hilarious
one
because
another.
I was in the room and I didn't see any of that going down.
Oh, because
I
I think
think
it's like your own like subconscious. What would you say?
internal.
Yeah, like an internal thing.
Yeah,
that-
I would never be like, oh my god, Tamara, and like standing in the corner shaking. Like that's not how I show up.
like this girl is just like a bit loud for
yeah.
me. Like imagine
no,
that.
who's your friend? Get her out.
I remember you were recording for your brand and we were like in the background.
we were so loud.
We were so
Oh
loud.
my god, I apologize again
It,
for that.
it was,
Oh, no,
it was
I don't have
no, but it
audio
all
on
worked
my
out
side
perfect.
anyway.
There's not one person that had an issue that I know of like
No,
that
it
day.
was
It all
good. It
Well, because it was
smooth
quite
sailing.
a mash up and like crossover of so many businesses all in the
Yeah,
one
it was
space.
fun.
Shout out to Volt.
That was the day that everyone saw B for the first time too. He brought the coffee.
Oh yeah, but
you
I
there?
wasn't there. No, because I had to work. I was at a
You met
shoot.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Sweet gentleman.
Yeah.
But anyway, back
And he
to the
bought you bread.
question. We digress again.
So when
Oh,
the
sorry, what was the question?
I'll just go on to the next one because you kind of answered it. But when the show ended and the world had its opinion about you, what was that period like? What was that period of life really like behind the scenes
When the show ended.
when everything ended?
Yeah, okay. So by the time the show had ended, I was already in such a state of like anxiety. I'd lost like, because I had like a terrible time during the filming. So I'd lost like so much weight. I was like already feeling so anxious. It was through COVID and I wasn't even able to come back to the Gold Coast straight away. I think from Sydney, I had to fly to Melbourne for a few weeks because that was the only state like open. My family's from there. And like my life was just so bizarre. So then by the time the show had started airing, I knew I had this terrible time. And no one and nothing can prepare you for online hate. Like it's just, it's such a bizarre thing. And it's not like you just get a little bit. It's like, you feel like all of Australia's watching it. You go on your TikTok and like MAFS is airing now. Like all I see is and I don't watch the show. I don't even engage with any of the stuff. And it's just like video of someone mocking someone or like reenacting. Yeah. And as much as like they do that themselves, and they're just like, oh, it's a bit lighthearted. I don't take it seriously. The person is still a person on the other end, even though they might have like said a shitty thing or done a shitty thing. They're still seeing like being mocked like over and over, and like the comments on some of the stuff and the memes and like all of that. I was just like, all I could see was, just like all of this hate. And it, as much as like I'm such a resilient person, and so at the time I was like, yeah, this is shitty, but like, you know, whatever. And I think the hardest thing for me was being in my, so my family was so, they were laughing. They're just like, oh, this is so silly. Like, that's not even you. Like how ridiculous kind of thing. Yeah. My close friends were like so supportive, and they'd be on there and they'd be like backing me up and stuff. But it was more so the circles of people that were either like acquaintances or work colleagues that I was like super embarrassed, because there's like stuff where they talk about sex or like your family life or your, you know, they get into that relationship dynamic, or like you being at your worst, which people from my workplace would never see me like yelling or carrying on in that kind of, you know, circumstance. I come from like leadership roles, and that's not how I am.
You don't conduct yourself like
no,
that.
I don't conduct myself
meeting,
like any of those ways. So that really took a toll in that, because I'm like, it's almost like someone is like big brother in your life on the outside world, and all of that mash was just, it was so chaotic.
Do you feel like, too, given the nature of the show and the way that they produce it and edit it and all that, like they'll pick someone that's more of a, like a bit more out there or a little bit louder or whatever, and they'll kind of try and villainize you in a certain way?
I hate to do the whole, it's editing, because everyone,
it has to be though,
everyone,
to a degree.
Everyone has their own opinion on that. Like the people who get a good edit say that there's no bad editing, and then the people who get, you know, a bad edit will say like it was just an edit. But sometimes they are shitty people, and sometimes it's circumstantial. I'm not going to say it was all editing, but what I will say is, for example, like there was two people on my season and they were always fighting, and it was Dom and Olivia, and I was there through all of the stuff. I know that, okay, yes, they were both arguing, and I don't know if you watched my season, but those two were both arguing, and everybody came out liking Dom and they didn't like Olivia. But there was a lot of play and editing there where you didn't see some of the stuff and words,
of course,
you know, of one side, and then the other looked better. In my circumstance, and this is my truth, so if people don't believe it, they don't believe it, like whatever. But I do get now like multiple messages from people being like, I've been following you for years. Like, I can't believe that like that was the person that I thought you were on TV. So it's taken a long time for people to come around. But I do believe that in my circumstance, it was more that the storyline that they had created was so far from what was really happening. So the things I said, they were true. You can't edit the angriness or the dislike to my partner and all of those kinds of things. Like, they were real, but that wasn't for the reasons that they portrayed on the show. So for a start, like, I'd just come out of a really terrible relationship, and I said to them, I can't be matched with anyone who, you know, is excessive, like drinking alcohol, has anger issues, like blah, blah, blah.
Oh my
like,
God, you go and tell them that and they're like, we're going to find
all this someone that is an alcoholic.
For a good show.
Like,
we want ratings. We want the ratings.
And like, you know, being this hyper independent woman that's like, you know, I just bought my house and like sort of trying to settle myself. So I'm like, I also want... Oh,
so good.
I know that was ages ago. I was like, I want to be with, you know, someone ambitious. And then, so they turn around and they're just like, they like, maybe like say this, like, yeah, like I always get what I want. Cause you know, you do, Tamara, like you get what you want cause you work really hard for it. So then I'm like, so naive, and I'm like, so I always get what I want. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you
never say that.
So anyways, there was all of that stuff. And then they matched me with this person, and instantly I was like, you're a fraud. Like there is just like, they played on this whole like me not understanding what he did for work. And the reason I didn't understand that is because it was COVID. You weren't working, and you said that you had like come back from Dubai, and nothing like added up and made sense. Like it was just really, really strange. And like whatever, I don't care if you work or not. But then, you know, and the back end as well, like they never filmed that. And we talked about this throughout, like there was filming and they would say to me, it's all right, like we will discuss this because your side will also be shown, like severe like mental health issues, and like, you know, didn't go to sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning. I would have to take substances to go to sleep. And so I went and I was talking to the producers and I talked to their like psychologist there, and I was like, did you guys know this? Because I have like PTSD. Like I don't want to be with somebody who's like, you know, not stable. Like, are you allowed to do that? And like, yeah, no, we know everything as long as we know what they're like it's okay. And I was like,
they would be loving just knowing that this was happening.
Yes. Like, and then
it's stirring you up.
Yeah. And he was just as angry as I was, but you never saw those bits. It was like, it was so one side, and they're like telling me, you know, they'll see that side. Anyways, it got to like halfway or something, and you can see, like, I'm like going fucking crazy. Like I'm like fully like, you know, I would be like yelling at the producer and I'd be like, I want to go home. And then they would say, if you go home now, like, how are you going to get home? It's COVID and we're not going to pay for you to have a hotel here. Like, yeah, they were like fully manipulative. We're not going to pay for your hotel, and like, we're going to like not be able to fly you home. And yeah. Like,
did you have to sign an NDA?
Yeah.
But like that's null and void now. Like
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
So many people have spoke more about
and like the literally as soon as they're off the show.
It's really hard to do anything about it. There was like a class act that was going to go on like a little while ago. There was like over 50 people and they still couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Anyways, so I where was I going with that?
You couldn't get home. They were saying you couldn't.
Yeah. So like there was all this, and then he wanted to be famous so bad. Like his whole thing was like, we can like be this power couple, and we can be like on Instagram, and we can get like free Botox, and like he would buy me gifts, but he didn't buy me the gifts. He got like would message places and then get me like something for free so that I could like show it. And it was just all so fake and so cringe. Like I don't want a guy like that. And so I just like I couldn't bring myself to like him. He just gave me the ick so bad. And so it was really difficult. And
God, I wish I watched
so
this
because
now.
I wanted to go home, and because he wanted to stay to be famous, that's why I'm just like, you know, I've got shit to go home to. Like I've got my job, like I've got this and that. Like what do you have to go home to? Like that was when I like blew
if
up.
someone says stay and one says leave, you have to stay.
Yeah, but even still, then there's so much manipulation between like me writing like.
You actually writing
the leave. Like it was like multiple like meetings, and like, you know, they're very manipulative with their conversations, and like like if you go now, like you don't have that, you know, that chance to like finally say your piece. And anyway, I ended up being allowed to have my own separate room, and I like have the text messages and stuff like that between me and the producers, and him being like, it's okay, like I won't pressure you anymore, because I'm like, stop pressuring me with this relationship thing. Like it's not working and it's making me more angry, and the producers need to stop with it too, like this fake storyline. So he's like, I won't pressure you with asking questions about it, but if you stay, we'll go out with a bang. You know, he wanted to be there for the whole time. I was like, ended up like my mental health was just like so not okay, so I was like, yeah, right. And we stayed like for a bit longer, but then he asked me, and I think we were on like this boat on our final date or whatever, and he must have been told to sit down and ask me about our relationship and sort things out. And because he did that, I was just like blew up. Like it was the most hectic.
You're like, I have told you multiple times.
Yeah, just the whole thing ended up. And then after it, with everyone just being like, oh, he's such a great guy. And it's like, how do you see someone who I was like, surely they're going to say, because he's going to come undone. He was like making videos on, like he's like 36 or something, making videos on TikTok, mimicking me. Like him and his friend were like, you know, they'd put a towel on their head and pretend that they were a girl, and they'd be like, me, like, you know, pretending to be me, and like he'd go on lives and like talk shit.
Tone sounds accurate.
Yeah, like, you know, talk shit, and like, I'm just like, surely that's, you know, got to say something that who this person is. And then he goes and he starts his own business, which is supposed to be this charity thing. And, you know, all of these influencers are complaining because they didn't get paid, and he's like ripped them off. And now his business is in New South Wales. What's that thing where you where you're like banned?
Bankruptcy. Or banned from
Liquidation.
No, it's like on the New South Wales
So he can't start another business.
Yeah, no, it's like his business is like on there as a warning for people not to interact with it because it's like dodgy. Yeah. So, and he never donated any of that money to charity, which is so sad because there are people like in countries. Yeah, in this country.
I need to Google who this person is.
$1 Foundation, or I can't even remember.
Don't waste
all of those
Google
people
time.
who were you know, working this job and doing stuff for him, packing the orders, to just be like left with nothing. Like, it's just, it shows who he is and shows how I felt about him too. Like, I just knew, and I had this gut instinct of like, this person is so not who they portray they are. And men are so good at that. Like, you will meet a guy that's out with their, you know, girlfriend or something, and they're like charming and they're this and they're that. God. And then, you know, behind the closed doors, he treats her like shit.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It was that. And I'm just like, you are just so fucking fake. And I can't do the fake. I'd rather you fucking hate me for who I am than like me for someone that I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, how that's a little bomb. I'm using that as a nugget. That's my little bite.
How long did it take for you to feel like you've actually really, really come out of that? And that's just not like, for example, like we don't ever talk about this. Not that it's not on the table. It's just that I don't see you in that. I don't even think I watched the whole episode, so I don't really know all of it anyway.
Yeah.
But I see you as like someone else, not from that show. So how long did it take for you to feel like you're completely, you came out of it, like it's not a part of you anymore? Like, was it years or months?
Years, yeah. So I feel like it must be like 4 years ago or something. It was a while. I feel like, honestly, only the last 12 to 6 months I've really felt like myself again. Like, it's taken a really long time. I haven't been able to be in a relationship or anything for like, this whole, until now. Like, I have a partner now, but
congrats.
Thanks. It's taken a really long time for me to have to do like a lot of like healing and work and whatnot to feel like myself again and feel like a bit more, like I said, I'm like super resilient, and that's fine, but it does still take a toll on your whole
I feel
life.
like no matter how thick you say your skin is, like if there's online, like you're just getting berated on, like of course you're going to feel some type of way about it. Like it's got to hit you at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Dating in the Gold Coast is a thing, but then dating coming off of that show would be a whole nother thing as well.
People like, guys or people, you know, dating someone who's been on TV, like because they might have seen it, they think they have this preconceived conception of who you are, which is really hard. Or like they'll Google you and they'll see like all of these like ridiculous articles, and they'll be like, oh, so I saw this and I saw that, and you're just like, yeah, cool. Like it definitely is. And I didn't like dating like when I came off for that reason, unless I met somebody like out or something that had no idea of who I was. Like I wouldn't reply to a DM of someone because it's like, oh, well, you're just DMing me because you think that like, you know me from being on TV or whatever. I definitely would only want to meet someone who, for me, kind of thing. Yeah.
How do you even fall into a show like that? Like how did that come up?
Years prior, I think it was like 3 years prior, they asked me to go on the show. I had a boyfriend at the time, and then the following year they asked me to go on. I went through all of the process, and I ended up choosing to go to America. My brother lived in America, so I was like, sorry, I'm not going to go on. I'm going to go to America. And then this time, I think a producer messaged me on Instagram.
So they like scout you.
Yeah, hugely.
Wow.
You still have to go through the process of like applying and like if you want to do it and like, you know, put your
But they just kind of go, oh, you look like someone we'd love to have on. Do you want to
can
apply?
just apply. I'm not really sure how or where you go
I did the
about
whole
doing that. But they
interviewing.
sent me the link.
Did you? For MAFS?
Apply for what?
Yeah, because they scouted me on social media,
Yeah,
just like what
like
you're saying. Because
Instagram or
I saw them starting to follow
Only
me.
last year they did it to me again. The girl had no idea who I was. She's like, "Hey, like this love show, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Are you talking about MAFS?" Because like I've been on there. And she's like, "Oh, sorry, love. Like, yeah, we'll keep you in mind for something else."
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, that was last year for me because I was in the beach apartment when it all happened. Yeah,
Oh, how funny!
Really?
and I was considering it.
Yeah, I mean, look,
People always message me and they're like, "So, what do you think?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it depends what you want.
I feel like they get it right sometimes, but
if I was smarter, I would have done it for the wrong reasons, which is what I think everyone who does
Most
really well
people do it for that,
I don't
yeah.
watch the show, and I know I sound like such a bitch saying this, and I shouldn't because I don't watch it, and I don't like talking badly about other people. But you know, the girl, I think her name's Alyssa or something. I just see the reels and stuff, and she talks like so annoying and like poised, and you can just tell that she's there because she wants something at the end of it, and she's like such a good girl, and I'm like, yes, I would have done that. Like
Yeah.
I would have had a business in mind. Like some of the people do, they like have their business that they're ready to launch when they get off. They acted so proper, which is, you know, what that.
Well, that's why I was
fuckwit that
considering it
with-
because I'm
sorry, I
like,
shouldn't
this
swear.
could be good
no,
for
you
fit cover.
babe,
Yeah.
we swear
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah,
on
like
here.
it's like, oh, I should have done that because then people, you know, I could have started business, but I didn't want to at the time. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I want to do this. But
And hindsight's
like,
a-
and you're
like,
like, I'm
you
not
know-
a shit person. Surely they won't portray me as a
Yeah,
shit person.
yeah.
How could that happen?
Yeah.
And then there's just repeats of your angry face on TikTok or something.
I remember Carl Sandilands did a segment he had on one of the chicks who hated me on the show. And he's like, oh yeah, Tamara, that one where they always show the side profile and zoom in on her nose. And I'm like, I knew they were doing that on purpose too. Like I hadn't had my rhinoplasty at the time.
Segue. Okay, so
Yeah.
we've had our yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have it at the time, and I'm like, they're always filming me from here, and I'm like, I know. that
You
they're
knew,
there.
hey? Your eyes twitching. You're like, you fucking assholes. Like
I looked fine from the front still. I'm like so close up. Anyways, I know they did me dirty.
How long ago did you have your
Dogs.
rhino? Because you had it done in Turkey, didn't you?
Yeah, I reckon 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I had my boobs done 2023, and then wait, I had my boobs done after.
No,
Don't worry.
you got your boobs
I
done
think
last year.
Yeah,
We had it at the same
yeah,
time.
Opposite.
Oh, you got your boobs on at the same
1
time.
year ago, I had my boobs done, but must be 3 or 2 years ago that I had my rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
And you went to Turkey for your nose?
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about facelifts in Turkey today. We were like,
Oh.
when we turn 40.
Yeah, I've been talking to the clinic about
The
you know,
same
like
one
the-
that did you know?
The cat eye one.
The
Temporal lift?
temporal lift. Yeah,
I want to get that done.
I'm really.
too.
Imagine if they like it. Imagine if like it's
Don't.
not the. Look
It looks
that you want.
scary.
Yeah, it does look scary while it's healing because the skin kind of comes away.
The thing is, I think it looks. So, like, say for example, like Sky Wheatley's had it. Looks
Yeah.
good on her because I think she has, which I think I have an eye shape that look like when I put that little bit of like liner here, like it does look better as a cat eye. But some people have like natural round eyes and like a rounder face, and then they get it. It doesn't look.
You got to
good.
have an almond eye.
Yeah, you've got to have the
Yeah.
almond eye. You can't just make the almond eye because then you look like, I don't know, a bit
Oh, God,
strange.
zoom in on that, Abby.
You know what I mean? I don't want to touch my face and fuck my makeup up. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
is not right. You've
Yeah,
gotta
it
have the
doesn't
right face
sit
shape
well.
for it.
Sky's does look really good. But I remember seeing prior, like as she was in that healing phase. And it's like anything. Like same thing with your nose. It would have been
Oh
a bit
yeah,
in-
yeah, so much.
you would have had swelling and all of that. And
the
it
poor
takes
Indy
what?
Clinton with her.
No,
I think she looks
She didn't go
great.
overseas though, did she? It was
she
here
went
in
to someone
Sydney.
supposedly really good in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And
I
that
didn't
wasn't
didn't
that
follow the
wasn't a collab or
story, but
anything
was it
she
not
paid.
good?
No, it was terrible.
love her
She
putting-
had to get it full reconstructed.
She put that
and
all
she got
on
so
social
much
media.
hate online. Yeah, it was awful.
I think she handled it really well.
She's actually she was putting a case together though. She's taken all those trolls down.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is fantastic.
And
if you've got the
then
That's
mums
iconic.
at home.
Pardon?
Like, they
and
were
they're
just
all,
like,
they're probably just these mums with no lives just
I
trolling on
honestly-
someone else.
well, I mean, a
They're
lot of
just
mums don't
jealous.
have
They're
lives
just-
because they're busy with their children. But
I
yeah,
haven't been on like a stage
clearly-
like you have with that kind of like viewing and the bullying that would have come in. I've had a little bit, but I just automatically, my first default thought is that I feel sorry for you, like for the person that's being so mean. I just feel sorry for them.
Oh,
because they don't know you. Yeah.
Oh no, fuck them.
I'm just like, but I do.
them.
I always feel sorry for them.
I
So
do
like,
think-
losers.
poor self, like,
I
you
do
think
think
like that.
like
I
when
don't
I
feel
read
bad
it
for 'em at
though,
all.
from their fake account, from their like,
Yeah.
you know, from their home or like whatever the fuck they're doing. Like I could just not imagine
The kids' iPad.
No.
spending my time though, like finding this person that has
got
nothing
time
to
for
do with
that?
my life and
The
be like,
effort to make
I
the
just want to
fake
let you
account.
know that you're a piece of shit. And
Yeah,
like,
and I
hope
hate your
you die.
nose.
Like,
Okay,
yeah,
like,
like,
thanks, fucking bitch.
It's
Yeah.
just commenting on stuff. You do think like you must be really unwell. Sometimes I reply back to them and I'm like, hey, like I think that
I love your
you need to
posts.
seek therapy.
Yeah.
Like, or I'll like post if they're like, if they can see who they are, I'll be like, hey, does this person have family on here? Because I think like, you know,
They're unwell.
Yeah, I think they're unwell and could like use some love. Like, is that normal?
No,
It's not fucking normal.
normalize calling people out in
I
a
think-
loving way.
I
but
think it's
also-
the best.
If I had to, I'd have to do
honestly
it every
think
day.
is.
I still get hate like every day.
Really? How do you? What part of you just blocks that out? Like what
I think
goes
like
on
what
in
you
your
said
mind?
though before about feeling sorry for people. I don't necessarily feel sorry for them, but I think like, dude, like that was so many years ago. You've got a grudge on me, and I'm no one to you. Like I've
Yeah.
obviously really
Move on.
Like triggered the hell out of
Move
them in
on,
some
hun.
way.
I've triggered you or like something somewhere down the line. 'cause
How
that's, like,
unhappy would
not
you have to
right.
be in your own life though to go around doing that as like your full
I've
time
never,
gig?
I've never either watched something or like, you know, disliked someone that I haven't personally had an interaction with
Of course, same.
that much or more than watching it and it's like, oh, that's like a bit, you know, off, but then moving on, you know, like,
I mean, to be fair, there's some shit on social media where I run to the comment section, but I would never comment.
yeah.
I'm running to it going, oh, well,
Unless
this is
it's like-
fucked. What are these people
Unless
saying?
it's like one of those, I think I commented on one today about that. There was this lady who, I don't know, she was addicted to meth, and her kid
Where's
was
this going?
her kid died because it was malnourished, and by the time they took it to hospital, it was like the kid was like 7 years old, and it was like skinny, and like she only got 17 years, and I was like, bullshit, that's murder. I commented in there, she should go to fucking jail for murder. Like she
100%.
murdered her kid.
Starve her for 7 years. See how
She
she
had
likes
like
it.
lice in her ears and her nose, and like,
don't.
she was.
Poor baby.
Her birth wasn't even registered. Like it was so messed up. Anyways, those people.
We digress.
I will comment
Oh, 100%.
on the news article and say this person should go to
Yes.
jail. Not jail. Yeah, jail for murder.
Yeah.
I can't
Not for
handle
17 years, that's
even
not
imagining something like that.
No, life.
I
You've
can't.
if you've taken a life, you deserve to have yours taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think that they should get their dick chopped off if they've raped someone. And it's been absolutely proven. Put them out on the street, but they've got their dick chopped off. They're not allowed to use it anymore. You don't
Is that
have the
what's
right.
incarcerated or what?
I think that's
Yeah.
what should happen. If it's
Incarcerated
you
is
can't-
going to prison. Carcerated is when they.
Okay.
Cut it
Oh,
off.
'Cause-
yeah. Smart girl. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because you can't.
Guys, I'm very knowledgeable. Just ask me.
There's so much of this.
I really, if it's
Fucked up
100%
Oh.
proven,
Let's not go down the Epstein files rabbit hole.
I don't
'cause
know much
I'm
about it.
Stressed.
I don't want to know about
out.
it.
No.
I've been following.
I've been
everything.
like that's what I mean.
I
like,
have my
I'm
own
in
theories.
there, and I'm just like, I can't. I'm just like,
No, I'm going to think about that
Iran
story.
has
That
too much on Trump, and that's why this whole war is happening.
it's a
And-
distraction.
Yeah, because Epstein was a spy for, I reckon, a spy from Iran, and then they've got like all this shit on Trump, and then Trump's gone and obviously bombed Iran.
To stop him from having to be, I guess, what is it, brought into it? When
Well, just to do Israel. Sorry, I'm saying Iran. Israel. Has got too much on him. So yeah, he's doing what they want, and he's making
Doing
it
the dirty work.
Obviously, I think it's like 80% of all of this Epstein file stuff.
Epstein.
Epstein.
Put us on the news. We know what we're talking about.
All of the Epstein file, like, you know, interest has gone down 80% since
No
since
shit.
this war stuff. Yeah,
Of course.
Which
Which is
Oh
their
my
tactic.
God.
And
How
Trump talks
convenient.
about everything in a personal way. He says, it's like, I shouldn't be talking about politics, but like when he talks about, he doesn't say my country or my people or like us. It's, I was personally attacked. And it's like, such a man, isn't he? Like, such a, it's
With
like
that
when,
orange
it's like when
face.
someone calls themselves the boss. Hi, I'm this person's boss, instead of being like, we're a team. I
always-
hate the word.
Yeah.
Like, I just hate that. I would never introduce like
No.
I don't know.
I'm a
the
part of the
boss.
team rather than yeah.
This is my team. not
I've
like,
always-
this is
I
my
own her.
staff.
I've always
I
felt
own
part
her.
of the team. Yeah, I've always felt one of the employees.
Yep, good job. You did well on that one.
Yeah, we're not working.
How's
our
that
words.
wine hitting?
I know.
I feel like Tamara needs to catch up.
Lucky we had that Red Rooster.
We had Red Rooster chips before we came in.
We had it in the car.
Did you?
Yeah, well, we were kind of like also very like frazzled with the rain, and then we were trying to do content, and then that made us kind of a bit late, and then we were both thinking we haven't eaten today.
We'll get drunk if we get ourselves into
I
trouble.
had Macca's at 6 a.m.
Oh, nice.
Since then, I've had what's that?
So
Jerky.
slender.
Jerky.
Beef jerky. Lit. We had a crumbed pineapple piece from Red Rooster.
Dip
Oh, that's
in
so
gravy.
gross.
No.
Is it good?
Dude, you've got
I
it.
think
So
that's
good.
the weirdest thing.
It is. But you know
Is
what's
it?
weirder is the fried banana that they do.
Oh, see, I'd prefer that with
Oh,
ice cream.
no.
No,
I
because
like-
it's mushy.
oh, no, I
and
could
it's
eat that.
encased in it like it's like a crumb sausage, girthy as hell.
I love a crumb sausage.
And it's got
A dairy dog.
And
Yeah.
it's very moist.
I don't know.
It's
about
kinda
the
making me
pineapple
wanna
thing. I like
like
pineapple on
donuts.
pizza though. I do.
Trust me, please try the pineapple from Red Rooster. And we dipped it in gravy because it's like a sweet and sour kind of vibe. It sounds
Oh, yeah, I
gross.
like sweet and
She's
sour
never
things.
done it. Made her do
I
it.
had it
loved
all over my face. It was
Yeah.
very
It
nice.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, go next question, please. Now that we're off Trump and the fucking Epstein file's going to get cancelled. Nah, kidding.
You have been. This is
You
one
didn't
of
say
my.
much. It was all me anyway.
Nah,
I'm
fair.
already cancelled.
No,
it doesn't
no
matter. I
one's
can say
getting
what I
cancelled.
want.
This is one of my favorite topics.
We've got 15 minutes, so get it out.
This is really good. So you've been really open about ADHD, and
Yes.
on your social media.
I feel like I haven't
Oh,
been very
really?
open about it on my social media. No,
We're like,
not at all.
yeah, you know.
Is it the times that I watch her stories that she's
I
made?
might. Oh my god, you're my
Comments?
close friends, so maybe
Oh,
that's why.
that's
That
why.
makes sense.
I
On
don't
my
check that, yeah.
actual profile, I think I've maybe mentioned it once.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how I want to know your input. We've spoken about ADHD a lot.
Last episode we
last
deep
episode
dived.
It definitely
Deep dive.
ended in all of that.
Dived in deep.
I want to know what ADHD has been for you in your life and when it all started.
So for me, I got diagnosed when I was really young. I was like 10 or something. And back then it was so funny because they told my mum, oh, something she'll grow out of. Like as she gets older, she'll grow out of it. They didn't know much about it back then. And also mum didn't want to medicate me. And so I never got medicated. Like that was sort of the end of it. Struggled so much with school. Like struggled so hard. It was so bad that like I couldn't concentrate on, reading the book that was for the tests that we'd have to do, or sitting in class. Like I'd always be in trouble, standard ADHD kid, whatever. I like leave school, and everything from then was like the jobs that I did were things like I was a hairdresser for a bit, and then I went into real estate and like sales stuff, and the role that I had after, like the roles that I kept doing in jobs were things where you could multitask and like get up and move around and like change.
It's chaotic as well.
Yeah, chaotic, and it suited me. And I really wished that I could be someone who could like sit down and do something for longer than 5 minutes, really.
Yeah.
And my brother, like, if he listens, like, I apologize, but
Don't apologise. We don't apologise to our family.
he came across as to us, like, and I'm sure he felt this way because I did as a kid, but not very intelligent. Like, he left school at grade 10, and then he did, a trade, and then he got into modelling, and it was like, oh, good for him. Like, he's doing that.
Stunner.
Like, that's great.
Show us a picture.
And then, because he wasn't we didn't think it was overly bright. And then he was later diagnosed with ADHD and went on to study to be an accountant. And I was like, you went to uni and like you became an accountant? And he's like, yeah, but it was because I'm medicated. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously? So, it took 12 or so months for me, and I was 30 before I went to a psychiatrist, and I had my diagnosis. Said, I don't really want to be medicated, but like I just want to know like, where I'm at, sort of thing. And the psychiatrist, they do 3 different tests, and he's like, look, Tamara, I know that you don't want to be medicated, but I highly recommend it. You've scaled like at the top of everything. And then he like explained to me that because I got older, like you start to mask things, and he's like, for women, it's so different to men. Because like even when telling my dad that I was like going the medicine, he's like, on the medication, he's like, what? You don't need that. You're not hyperactive. And I was like, yeah, but it's not just about being hyperactive.
Yeah, there's so many layers to it, and like
it
different
can come
like,
out
versions.
as anxiety for women, depression, like
it's hard to
mood
diagnose
swings.
in women.
Yeah. It's all of these other things that now that I'm medicated are so much
it's like
more
night and day.
regulated.
Yeah, when you get medicated,
This
when you're
makes
on
me
medication.
feel like I need to go to the doctor.
I started my business as soon as I got on it. Within 3 months, I had Alex T. Like it was done. Like I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't honestly believe the change. And I think the reason that I don't talk about it on my Instagram is because I see so much of the
Everyone's got ADHD.
Everyone's got ADHD and
course.
it's like glamorized and it's cute and it's like, oh my, like,
And it explains why you're lacking in so many aspects of your life or why you haven't made it yet.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it really wasn't cute at all for me. It was horrific growing up and thinking like, oh, I'll never be able to go to uni like anybody else, which is why I didn't do it because I knew I wouldn't be able to sit down and study. And I'm like, I really wish that I was medicated when I was younger because now, I'm over 30 now and I'm like, I feel like I can do anything.
Yeah.
Like I can if I put my mind to it. I'm not silly. I just wasn't able to.
It's a lot of noise.
Yeah, a lot of noise. Wasn't able to concentrate, and life's been so much better. But yeah, like I said, I don't like to talk about it because then I've seen other people on their podcasts, and then people comment and they're like, "Oh, you think that you have it, and like everyone's got it. Like you're just normal, like everybody else. Like just because you have a little bit of hyperactive,
tendencies or whatever else.
Yeah, which I'm sure some people don't have ADHD, they just think they do because they might. We all have tendencies and we all have like, some personality hiccups and whatever.
Just a few. Twitch.
We all forget our keys sometimes and do silly things. It doesn't mean you have ADHD, but I think there's different layers and like any kind of, what would you call it? Like a mental health or
I guess you could say it's a mental health disorder.
Yeah.
Without it sounding negative. Because
because I see it as a
there's
superpower.
degrees.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm apparently really high up there on that degree.
Yeah.
She's really high in the degrees.
So I think when we talk about it,
But that's the thing though, like, and I talk to Taj about this all the time, is like, because he always asks me about the ADHD because he's got it and he's medicated. But I've just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, no, but I tell him.
It's because she hasn't taken anything today.
No, I haven't. And you know what? Every time I come to an episode, I don't take my Ritalin on purpose because I don't want to be like.
Terrifying. That's why I have to always go, hey, back over this way.
But I'm back.
Look at me.
I always tell him it is a superpower. If we work out together what his zone of genius is, and what are the things that he loves doing, then I'm going to help him with that. And then that's the superpower of ADHD.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
when you can focus on your passion, most people who have ADHD and they do that, they're absolute geniuses in whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. I feel like my role as a parent for him.
Any entrepreneur, like, business owner,
Yeah.
all of those people,
It's
they're
very
all on the
common.
spectrum of some sort.
Yeah.
It's being on the spectrum, whether it's ADHD, autism, or, any of these sort of learning difficulties in traditional struggled in traditional
that's it.
school
It's
or
the
with
traditional sense. Like that's who's to say that's the only way that you can
they
express
all have
yourself.
some kind of sparkle. Personality
Living
sparkle. They really not neurotypical.
Yeah.
They're neurospicy.
Yeah, neurospicy. Taj has been saying to me lately, it's heartbreaking, but he says that he doesn't feel like he fits in anywhere. Because I don't know if you had that when you were a kid, but I had it massively. And so I relate to him every time he kind of expresses something. But he just, no matter what, he just doesn't feel like he belongs or he's meant to be. He's not meant to be at school. He's not meant to be around the people that he's around, like at school.
Does
and
he
all
struggle
this
with
sort of stuff.
friends?
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
He is this year. This is the first year that he's struggled with friends. His best friend from last year went to another school and he's just struggled, and that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because I want to help him with it. But when he speaks, I'm like, I went through this young because I never was diagnosed until later on. And it's the same thing. I'm like, if I was medicated and I'm educating him all the time on ADHD. So I'm trying to help him understand like what is happening when things happen with him. If I had that when I was young, I wouldn't have come out of school with all of the I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
too scared to talk to people in public because who's going to care about what I have to say, you know, like that massive imposter syndrome that comes with undiagnosed children, because you just like push this like, just shush, like stop, you know, and you're just irritating, annoying, you're in the way, all of that sort of stuff.
All my teachers hated me at school.
Yeah.
Like,
I had one teacher that took me under
shut up,
his wing.
Tamara, you just talk too much.
Yeah.
Were you the class clown?
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just would be in trouble, or that they all hated me. Yeah, like your parents would just be like, would you kids just stop, like having 2 kids with ADHD, just like
oh my
running around
God
the house.
too. See, I see the complete difference in Van and Taj. Like you put them in a room and you're like 100%. You clearly see the ADHD when you've got a kid that doesn't have ADHD. He's got none of it whatsoever in him. You see the complete difference. It's pole opposite. 2 kids with ADHD.
I think that's the difference with me and my brother too. Like he's an adult now, but he'll still, if he hasn't had his medicine, like my dad will be like, oh, you can tell he hasn't had his bloody medicine today, because he will be ridiculous. He will, like, you know, go through a door and need to jump up and touch the top of the door and like do this like, like a 30-year-old man like does all these bizarre things, and he'll like, he's jokes are like so crude and he's out there and weird, whereas for me I'm like the same person but like better at concentrating. Like, it's so weird.
And you wonder what the hell you did with all your time. Like you're like, how the fuck? I wonder how I ran the companies. Like I wasn't diagnosed until Taj was diagnosed like 2 years ago, so we both went through it together. And I had Vic cover for
I remember this when you
6 or
both went
7
through
years.
and got diagnosed together.
Yeah, and I have had the hardest time in business trying to get things done. Like I still have 100 tabs open.
Yeah, I'm still like
I'm
that.
still like
it
that.
doesn't. I seen you know, you do still research every now and again, and I've seen that it actually isn't necessarily what you know. It doesn't help you with your you know,
IQ.
With your IQ, no, like your form of being able to concentrate and do things better as such. But once you're into, like, once you've got to be, when the medication hits, already doing what you need to do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like helping you engage in it and like it better. It's just helping you be able to like drown out everything else.
So you can hyperfixate
That's exactly
anything that you need to do.
Yeah.
And it feels good. You get something done and you're like, oh.
Yeah, because it
that off
hits,
the list.
it's like that
The hit
dopamine
of
reward.
dopamine.
It will help you with that dopamine reward that you don't have natural, like, you know, you're not naturally getting, because that's what it is. With ADHD, we don't get the same, you know, hit of dopamine. We're like dopamine addicts.
Yeah.
You know, that otherwise I would be, if I didn't take my medicine, I'd be on TikTok, like just probably scrolling
Oh my
all
God,
day.
yeah. But we're lucky with fitness though, because we can move that energy. If you're not medicated, you go and train, you can move that energy. But people who have ADHD, they don't know that they've got it and they're not training.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine.
Even, feeling like I'm a bit too dependent on it now, that we're to the point where I can't start my day until my medication sets in.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like that. I used to still be able to go to the gym when I first woke up and then like take my medicine, because you have to eat with it. But now I'm like, I have to get up, have my breakfast, waiting out for it to kick in and then be able to go. I'm like, I don't know if that's normal.
Yeah, I'm seeing that with Taj. He gets the school to call me if we forgot to give him his medication.
Yeah.
He's like, he comes out of his class, goes to the office, and he's like, can you please call my mum because I forgot to take my medication.
Yeah.
Then I've got to message his dad, like, did you give it to him? You know, because if he was at his dad's house, but I still get the phone call. I'm like, I don't want to double him up, give the kid a heart attack.
I remember the psychiatrist saying to me, if you ever forget it one day, it'll just feel like you don't say you're someone who wears glasses and you don't have your glasses on for the day. You'll still get through the day. It's just a little bit foggy. And I'm like, no, I do nothing. Like if I forgot my medicine, really? Like I would be just
I'm trying to train
sometimes
that out
on
of him.
Sundays I don't take it, but it's
on purpose.
Yeah, because I'm on Vyvanse and it really suppresses my appetite, which I'm trying to eat so much more. But then, if I don't take it, I'll eat a lot more. So I'm like, Sundays I'll have a break from it and eat. But I feel like I'm, just so unproductive.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain to him. I'm like, you don't need it every day, right? Like you're not going to break. You
because you have energy medicine.
And he's like, I thought I needed it every day besides the weekend. I'm like, no, Bubba. So I was on the phone. I'm like, I'm not coming to drop that medication off.
Okay.
You actually don't need it. The doctor said you don't have to have it every day. So just
get through.
Tell me how you feel at the end of the day after not being on it. And when he got in the car, I'm like, so how'd you feel? And he's like, yeah, it was good. I was like, see, you don't have to don't call me every time we forget to give it to you because I want him to learn about his body and how he feels.
Because I think, oh no, will I be able to get through this day? I'm like, I went through my whole life.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like 30 years deep.
yeah, it's so bizarre.
Babe, no, that's not a nice anxiety to have though.
Yeah.
I used to be like that when I was like, with Valium, I'd have to like always have one in a handbag or like in the car.
Jesus, who was your prescribing doctor?
When I was like, going through like, you know,
fucking strip a week.
MAFS, like, you know, anxiety. It
was this
like,
post MAFS?
Yeah, but post is after. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Pre-workout,
you know, just like just
post.
in case there was something that gave me like a little bit of a panic attack. Nothing like that now, but like, I just like have to have. Just in case.
Yeah, that's fair. A little just in case Valley.
Yeah.
I think we all need a little just in case Valium just on
Right?
the side. A little. Do you want to do your closing question?
That was the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
We flew through that hour.
I knew we were
that
gonna.
was
I knew we were gonna divert.
I was like,
a little
we're
bit.
like fully like coasting, and I was like, oh, better wrap this bad boy up. But okay.
Yeah.
That's
We
okay.
could have gone
I can
on all
join.
day.
I'll see
Yeah.
you guys next week.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
in for the next recording, just because then we'll touch on other things that we haven't spoken about.
I can't wait to see this. Like seeing the change of the 3.
You're our first ever guest.
First.
Yay, my first
How
ever
cool,
podcast.
right?
And your
We're
first
popping
ever
cherries
guest.
all over the nest belly.
Wiping
Yeah.
my nose. I feel like I'm like sweating on my nose. It's so weird.
You know what? I get like pre-recording anxiety, and I don't know if it's a habitual thing because I used to get hay fever, but now I just constantly sniff.
Yeah, I'm the
Oh, do
same.
you?
Yeah. And you'll hear it in the recording, and it pisses
Well,
me
the
off.
other thing with the medication is it makes my nose sweaty. It's the weirdest thing. I get little beaded like sweats.
I've
on my
seen that. I
nose.
think it's really cute. Luckily,
Cute.
you're wearing fit
Yes,
cover.
I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, thank
she's
God
got
for
just a
waterproof
little-
foundation.
Yeah,
I've seen it on you.
it's been a lifesaver.
That's like my insecurity, and you're like,
Is
I've
it?
seen it on you.
No.
It's that's why I always go like this.
No, I would be
I
that
can't-
friend. I would tell you if you looked wrong. I'm like, oh,
so
no,
If you looked wrong.
yeah.
No, if something looked
No
wrong.
need.
Well, thank you for coming on, Tamara. We really appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having
Thank you
me.
for
Thank
saying yes
you.
to us.
Yeah.
Because we're a bit nervous coming into our first ever guest. I don't think it's because we feel like we're lacking in any way. We just want to do justice to you and
Yeah.
whoever we invite into this space.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
So I hope that was a good experience.
Yeah, we
was.
hope you enjoyed it. And
Very easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it,
Turn into
guys.
some girlfriends.
Love you.
Cheers.